Hey folks, Levi here once again. Welcome back to another review. Sorry guys, I haven't done a review, I think, since last week. Sorry for the delay of videos, I've just been busy at work and, they cut some hours back at work and it's been ridiculous, so, because we hired a new guy, so, yeah. But anyway, other than that, I'm still doing good. And, anyway, you guys, today, continuing my Superman reviews, my Superman animated reviews. Next, I am talking about this film, which is also based on a comic book, and it's a DC animated original movie, a standalone Superman film, and that is, it came out in 2007, and that is Superman Doomsday. Yes. Before I get into it, though, this film was also, pretty much DC has done their universe of animated original movies, and I just want to let you guys know that, well, for those that you probably do know or don't know, this is, yeah. This was also the first DC animated original movie, or the original, in their universe, this was the first one, Superman Doomsday. And since then, since it first began, the series, these films have been well received, being praised by fans, critics, and had constantly good sales on DVD. So, and of course, they've just been direct-to-video movies. So, yeah, this was like Brain Architects direct-to-video, but this time it's DC Universe animated original movie, part of that universe. Nothing to do with the 90s animated series. Yeah. So far, what did I think of the movie? Well, I did enjoy this film. Yes. I like this movie. I enjoyed it for what it is. Really enjoyed it. I do like the death of Superman and reign of Superman more than this, but that's just me. That also follows the death of Superman, which this comic is based on, yes. This movie is based on the comic, The Death of Superman. As this is a crossover story, so I guess you had, some of the Justice League in here too, but this was the comic, basically. Which I've never read, but it divided three story arcs of Doomsday, Fear for a Friend, and Reign of the Superman. The first chronicles Superman's fight with the monster Doomsday and includes his apparent death. The second depicts Superman's fellow superheroes and the rest of the DC Universe mourning his death, ending with his adoptive father, Jonathan Kent, having a heart attack. The third sees the emerge of four Superman imposters before the original returns. There's numerous characters in the death of Superman, such as Doomsday, the Cyborg, Superman, and still early and later DC publications. When news broke that DC planned to kill Superman, a beloved cultural icon, The Death of Superman, which features Superman's death, it was Superman number 75 comic. It sold over 6 million copies, so, you do get to see behind the scenes of when they do sell the copies of it, how they talk about how they came up with Superman comic book, The Death of Superman comic, and that it was a bunch of people outside a lot of comic book stores that wanted to get this book. It was pretty much like this, but it was a book with a black cover on it, and a lot of people then wanted to get this book. And I guess it came out in 1992. And it just became a real big story with, of course, Doomsday, and like I said, two other Superman animated films, which was a two-parter films, Death of Superman and Reign of the Superman. I don't want to get into his back history, but if you have this film on DVD, it would definitely tell you the history more about it, which I don't really want to get into time to get into that into this video. Sorry. The film is also rated for PG-13, so it does have some bit of action and violence in it, just to let y'all know. But how the film came to be. Despite similar animation styles, the films use new animation models, and is only loosely based on a DC animated universe from the latest from 1992-2006, with a few allusions to the older series, as well as the Fleischer Superman series, found at the Fortress of Solitude. Kevin Smith cameo. Kevin Smith has a little brief cameo in here. During the scene in which Superman apprehends Toyman, which I'll get to that. which is real funny. Smith revealed in the interview meeting with Kevin Smith that he encrypted the MP's ideas into script, but that script was never used. I guess he helped them make this movie. I'm not sure. But that script was never used. As director Tim Burton was eventually brought into the project. They were going to do. Now he didn't work on this movie, but after the failure of Superman 4: The Quest for Peace, there was a lot of ideas to bring Superman back into the live action films, to bring it back, and of course they wanted to do the death of Superman, and that never happened. With Nicolas Cage and Tim starring as Superman, and Nicolas Cage starring as Superman, and Tim Burton directing it. But it never happened. So of course DC, you also have Bruce Timm who worked on this, who was also the creator of Batman the Animated Series and Superman the Animated Series, so decided to go ahead and make this movie. Yeah. The film was released on September 18, 2007. Before DVD release, the movie was first screened at the San Diego Comic-Con, which I guess they got that before it went straight to DVD. The film's rating of amount, violence, and profanity language earned a PG-13 rating from the MPA. This is the first time an animated Superman project has ever received such a strong rating. Most of the more visual deaths take place off camera. However, the fight sequences are very intense. During the Doomsday Superman fight scene, Superman coughs a bottle of blood, which I'll get to more of that. Which, I personally think they should have made this film rated R. I just think they should have, Yeah. The movie has about 26 tracks. The music was composed by Robert J. Cody. Some reviews are positive from critics, but not all the reviews were positive. Some called this film a massive disappointment because I guess it didn't stay to the comic book, which I don't know, I guess they don't intend to that, but folks, come on, let's be honest, not all comic book movies, whether live action or animated, not a lot of them, I'm sorry to say it, don't stick to the comic books. A lot of them don't stick to the comics. That's true. But that don't bother me. I don't care about that. As long as it's good. As long as it's good and I enjoy the movie for what it is, and I like it, that's good enough for me. James Jubileus of Earth 2 Net Grave. The movie was scored 5 out of 5. Claiming the movie was far too overhyped and the result was not bad, but immediately reported with many instances of lazy writing, confusing animation, a couple of glaring plot holes, and some mediocre voice acting, which I definitely disagree with that. He also criticized the title of the movie given that Doomsday has such a minimal role in the film. Well, I mean, I can see that, but I definitely disagree with that guy, but anyway, that's just me. The voice cast of the movie, you have Adam Baldwin as Kal-El, Clark Kent, Superman. I think I remember that guy in Independence Day. He was also in Full Metal Jacket. I remember Adam Baldwin in that. Anna Hetch as Lois Lane. I remember her in 6 Days and 7 Nights with Harrison Ford. Oh, she was also in I Know What You Did Last Summer. I remember her in that film. And the Psycho remake, starring Vincent Vaughn, which not a good movie. But James Marshall voices Lex Luthor. Oh, James Marshall. Oh, that's cool because he also plays Brainiac in Smallville. So that's cool. So you've had a guy who has worked with the Superman, has been part of the Superman franchise before, voicing Lex Luthor. Wow. And he plays Brainiac in Smallville Season 5. And John Digby as Toyman. I'll get to talking about Toyman a little later. Tom Kenny as the robot. Oh, Tom Kenny, the guy who voiced SpongeBob. Yeah. Susan Kurtz as Martha Kent. Cree Summer as Mercy Graves. Ray Wise as Perry Rader. Now, if I remember Ray Wise, he was Leon in RoboCop, 1987 film. Get away from me, man! Or when he tries to punch RoboCop in the nuts, or kick him in the nuts. And yeah, Clarence, we got him! If y'all remember RoboCop, and he was on Jeepers Creepers, but I remember him basically from Leon. And he did another superhero film called Swamp Thing, which I've never seen that. So he did another comic book superhero film, and he did RoboCop. So Adam Moore as Jimmy Olsen, Kevin Smith as Grumpy Man, Kimberly Brooks, Townsend Colesman, Chris Cox, James Arnold Taylor, and that's the voice cast. The film is directed by Bruce Timm, Laura Marty, Brendan Fick, produced by Bruce Timm, and screenplays by Duane Corpsey. The story is by Duane Corpsey. I butchered that, but Bruce Timm, and of course narrated by James Marsters. Music by Robert Krall. It's distributed by Warner Home Video. It was released on September 18th, 2007, and the budget was $3.5 million. At the box office, it made $10 million, so it did surpass the budget, but it wasn't a big release, Okay, but anyway, hope you guys can see me. Hope the webcam is good. Okay. But anyway, the plot synopsis of Superman Doomsday is that Doomsday is a generally injured creature designed to be the perfect killing machine. When the monster is accidentally unleashed, Superman is forced to make the ultimate sacrifice to protect the citizens of Metropolis. Meanwhile, while he is having a romance with Lois Lane, as she does not know Clark Kent is Superman, and of course, Superman is also brought back to life in this movie, so there will be some spoilers. Brought back to life, and of course, this has to do with Lex Luthor, and of course, this Superman, though, that is brought back to life is suspicious because he starts, killing people and tries to take over Metropolis, and of course, the real Superman has to come back from the dead to stop this evil Superman once and for all. So that's pretty much the plot synopsis. But like I said, there will be spoilers in this review, so if you're a fan of Superman and you have not seen Superman Doomsday, turn the video off right now because there will be spoilers in this video if you've never seen the movie. So, but if you want to stay, okay. But the film was a commercial success despite the mixed reviews. Well, I know I said I wanted to R-rated, but you can't really do that with Superman, I guess. But hey, sometimes I think you should take risks like that, but that's just me. Alright. What I'll do is talk about the movie itself. I'll talk about the movie itself, then I'll give my thoughts and final opinion on the movie. Maybe read quotes if I get time. Alright. Here we go. Alright. So pretty much the film opens with a narration by Lex Luthor talking about, Superman's been a hero for a long time. Superman has done all these great things. Instead of using his power to take over or do this, he's become a Boy Scout, our hero, basically. Because Lex Luthor hates Superman. You can say he's really almost jealous of him, but he hates Superman. And he's like, I just want to see this god buried. Superman to me is just a god. A god, I wonder if he can be killed and buried in a grave. Something like that. Oh, he says, there comes a time when gods must die. And then you have the opening of the movie, really good soundtrack by the composer. Superman Doomsday, the title was the title precinct. It's very nice. Lex Luthor is also having his crew, for LexCorp, they're burying in the dirt, they're digging, and they pretty much find something and they let Lex know about it. Meanwhile, Lois Lane and Superman, you find out, are in a relationship. They've been together for 6 months in this relationship. She comes and hangs out at the Fortress of Solitude, so they, do that. You don't see that. And she just asks Superman, I want to know who you are. He's like, well, my real name's Kal-El. He's like, I know that, but your other real name? And it's just frustrating to Lois that, her and Superman get into an argument. her and Superman getting into an argument, and saying, Lois, I won't tell you my identity because I can't risk your safety. I don't want you in danger. He's like, you've saved me plenty of times before, and guess what? I'll put myself in danger out there because, I love you. You need to tell me your secret. And it's like, they kind of make up and about to kiss, and then the robot kind of interrupts. Superman, I forgot to mention, though, is in the Fortress of Solitude, going through his computer. He's like, I can save a man, but he's trying to make like a cure for some kind of a sickness, I think, something like that. Just trying to do more to help humanity out instead of saving them. If he could do a bit more. But I like it when Lois shows up and they kiss, and the robot comes, and can we tell this robot, just to go away? Might be because it's funny. This movie has its funny moments too, but that was funny. Yeah. She doesn't suspect that Clark Kent is Superman because Clark Kent found out that Perry White tells Lois Lane, at the dating plant, no, Lois, you can't write these stories down. And he's like, well, it's like you want with Lex Luthor. She's trying to expose Lex Luthor for the real man that he is. He's trying to do charity, but that he is a bad man. And she's like, he's like, we have no proof. We can't print that. And he's like, get over there, Lane. Just go back to work. And, Clark tells her goodbye. And I was like, okay, excuse me, I'm going to go to, he's going to go to Afghanistan to go film a story. And he's like, goodbye, Lois, and she doesn't say goodbye to Clark, and he's like, and just walks away. So she kind of just looks over, maybe suspects something of him. Yeah. Pretty much, like I said, Lex Luthor, meanwhile, his company, his workers are digging for one of Lex's projects. They're digging in this hole, and eventually they come across a spaceship, and they talk to Lex out on the screen about it. Lex is like watching, they dig a bit more, and they dig, and then they see like this alien hologram. You can't understand it, but Lex does, and Lex says, wait a minute, it's a warning to stay away, or to not open. And eventually, there's a monster that comes out of it, and of course that is, right here, that is Doomsday that comes out. Doomsday pretty much comes out, and he kills the entire crew. I mean, he's jumping everywhere, he's grabbing people's necks, breaking it, crushing them, stomping them, and he doesn't stop there, Doomsday is a character that is, I believe, the only one in the comics here, the only Superman villain that has killed Superman. Doomsday is just a character that is all about destruction, and all he does is kill. That's all he does. I think in the comics, I remember, this in the comics when he first appeared, like with a mask on, coming to Earth, I guess, of a bird going to his hand, a little bird, and then him crushing the bird, It's okay, Dad. Sorry. But crushes the bird, and Doomsday is nothing but a destruction, a force of destruction. That's all he does is kill, And when he breaks out of the cave, he sees a deer running. The deer runs away from him, but he chases the deer, catches up to the deer, gets the deer's antlers. You don't see it, but he crushes the deer's neck. Probably breaks it or beheads it, even though it's PG-13, so we don't see it. But if it was rated R, you've probably seen it later. Doomsday also goes into a man's form, and the man that wakes up from his bed goes up with a shotgun, hears his dog barking, sees Doomsday, tries to shoot him with a shotgun, except Doomsday grabs his face and breaks his neck. Then Doomsday also runs into a trucker. He jumps into the truck, grabs the guy's face, and just throws the guy off from the truck, and the truck wrecks, and then Doomsday sees Metropolis and says that he can do more of a rampage over there, more killing. So he goes over there, Metropolis ends up in danger. And after Superman and Lois argue about his identity, they make up. Then the robot comes and tells him, says, Kilo, there's danger in the city. And he tells him about Doomsday. He's a destructive force. Meanwhile, Lex Luthor, while Doomsday is going running around, Lex Luthor tells his assistant, Lady Mercy, let's keep this out of LexCorp. LexCorp had nothing to do, wasn't there, had nothing to do with it. He doesn't care about the death of his workers. But anyway, Doomsday's in Metropolis, destroying it, fighting the military, breaking some of their necks and fighting, and he puts just about more of a fight. He could hurt a lot more people, but Superman shows up just in time when he throws a tank, and Superman catches the tank, and when Doomsday comes to attack, and Superman uses freeze breath, and of course thinks that he's defeating him, but Doomsday like does this and breaks out of it and punches. Superman's like this on him. He's over Superman with his arms, and then Superman pushes back, and Doomsday's like, huh? And then Superman fights. Superman gives him a couple punches in there, good couple of punches. As Doomsday is trying to wreck the city, and Superman is having a hard time fighting him. You can tell that through the fight he's just getting exhausted. Doomsday's about to. They go in the middle of the subway station. He throws Superman, and Superman's able to throw him back. Punch him back. Doomsday decides to go attack a train. Superman, of course, stops him. He grabs Superman by the neck, and hits him to the train. The train hitting Superman's head. So just tries to choke Superman out. Superman's able to use heat vision to fight him, knock him out a couple times. Him and Doomsday continue fighting. Doomsday's got Superman in the head, just pack, punching him. And, Superman's down and we see him bleed. And this is the first time we see the Man of Steel just bleed. Just cough up blood. He even punches him so hard that Lois Lane and Jimmy are watching in the action. She gets an helicopter. She's like, Jimmy, I've been doing this for a long time. I don't know about because Lois Lane has a father who was, of course, a general in the army. So she's been out on Rugrats since she was a little girl. But anyway, her and Jimmy starts to take some pictures and like, whoa, you ever seen Superman take a beating like this? He'll get out of it. And even some blood squibs go on Lois's face. Well, Doomsday sees a little girl crying, a little girl walking up crying. He's going to kill this little girl, and Superman grabs Doomsday, pulls him up to the earth, and takes him up to the Earth's atmosphere, which burns him and pretty much kills Doomsday, and Superman himself dies, and he's like, Superman, he's like, at least I died protecting the city, everybody's safe, and it is a sad moment when Superman dies. Lois is holding him, cuddling him, and like, Clark, because she knew that he was Clark Kent, and Martha Kent, his mother, Superman's brothers, the mother's watching, crying. Jimmy's crying. Everybody's crying. I forgot to mention though, when Doomsday attacks the helicopter that Lois and Jimmy are riding, I do like the scene where Jimmy kicks Doomsday's hand just to get him off, which I thought that was cool. But anyway, everybody starts crying. It is a sad moment. They throw a funeral for Superman. Everyone says goodbye, and Lex Luthor's the last one to show up with a whole bucket full of flowers in his hand, And they're like, I'm sure he has something to do with this. They're like, don't worry about Luthor right now. And even Perry says, why don't you take some time off work? He's like, I just can't. He's like, well, you need to go talk to family, go talk to somebody. So she decides to go visit Martha Kent and breaks down for her, and Martha's like, it's okay. And I guess they have a talk. And of course, Lex Luthor, everybody's like really sad. Even Lex Luthor was shocked. But sometime after the funeral, Lex is like, I wanted to be the one to defeat Superman. I wanted to be the one to kill him. That's why he's upset, because I wanted a winning strategy. I wanted to be the one that took down the Man of Steel. And he's like, oh by the way, Mercy, did you take care of that cover-up I asked you to? That we wrote and is like, it's taken care of. And Lex is like, good. Pulls his gun and he kills Mercy. I'm like, wow, that was a shock. Because Mercy's always been like his little assistant, so Lex just pulls out his gun and shoots her. He's like, no, nobody will never know the truth. Just willing to do whatever it takes to protect his reputation in LexCorp. So, of course, I guess you could say that she knew the truth, and Lex was probably afraid that she would be a loose end or betray him, so he decides to kill her. And Jimmy Olsen also takes a job at a tabloid paper. I guess that's a competitive paper with a newspaper with the Daily Planet. Jimmy takes it just grief, I guess, of missing his pal Superman. He wears these fancy clothes, and even Lois is like, Jimmy, you shouldn't be acting like this. But before we get to that, So also Perry White becomes an alcoholic. You do see Perry drinking a bit. Meanwhile, in Superman's absence, while he's gone, there's criminals taking over. Eventually, you see Toyman, who uses a giant spider, pretty much has a bus full of kids hostage and says he's going to kill them. And Lois says, well, we can't do nothing. So Lois says to go in there herself and save these kids. Toyman is a character that, of course, does have toys, but he's dangerous. He makes toys out of bombs or weapons, and will also threaten to kill people, and basically Superman always has to stop him. He can prove to be a good threat to Superman. Lois, like I said, goes in the bus. Toyman has this baby doll, which this baby doll has a knife trying to attack Lois. She hits it with a book bag, and it kicks his neck, and of course, it wakes back up. The girl screams, why the giant spider toilet here's like, what? And he tries to push them over, and Superman hears this out of the grave, and Superman jumps out of the grave, and he goes save them from the bus. He's like, you okay, Lois? He's like, yes, everyone, I'm back. And he's like, it's really you? He's like, yes, it's me, Lois. She's happy seeing me again. He follows her home. He's like, well, make sure we spend some time together later, okay? He's like, okay. And of course, he goes continue to, of course, to stop crime and save the city. Yeah. And of course he misses Lois' apartment, but Lois does realize something might be up. He might not seem who he really is. Even though he says that, well, I just came back from the dead, it might take me time to heal up a bit. As, she even kisses him, he's like, okay, Lois, I'm back, I'm gonna take care of everything now. And of course, Martha's happy to see this, but Martha's like, well, why isn't my son giving me a call? Why isn't Clark calling me about this? And also, even more suspiciously, she sees him taking a picture. She sees a picture of Superman and Lex Luthor taking a picture with him in the newspaper, and she's like, well, this is not Superman. And even Jimmy sees that, but Jimmy just tells her, even though he's in his job, like, you know what, Lois, you just need to let this go. Just throws paper in her face and goes back to his job. He's like, just move on with your life. Just get over it, Then this Superman eventually goes to visit Lex Luthor, and Lex like, come here, Superman. He's like, why you can't see through these walls? They're made of lead, which Superman can't see through. And then Superman goes in this room, and it's a room that is the red sun, which is kind of weaken Superman, takes away his powers, and also kryptonite. He's got these gloves that have kryptonite on them. He beats him up on the base like this. He's like, pow, why did you leave me like that? And I was like, I needed you to be my enemy. Why did you leave me like that? We had so much to continue our fun, our battle. So, anyway, I think Lex did miss Lex Luthor, but he's like, you're doing a good job playing Superman. And then you find out that, spoilers, so there'll be spoilers, you find out that Lex Luthor, of course, kidnapped Superman's body from the grave, ghoulish, you can say, and pretty much so this new Superman is not Superman, he's a clone. He just, took Superman's body, and scientifically was able to remove some of his DNA and clone Superman, and we also find out that he's cloning more Superman as well. Because even Superman is cloning that he's having this Superman under control, which he cannot control the Superman for long. But anyway, wait a minute. His body's in the tube. But pretty much, Robot is able to, find out that Kal-El's still alive while just kind of clinging to life, and this tube and of course steals him, and Lex is like, how did this happen? And he brings Superman back, the real Superman back, and Superman's like longer hair this time, and his hair is long, he's like tired, he's like, Kelly, you just came back from the dead. Like, I didn't get back to saving the city. He's like, no, you need to relax. Just relax for a good couple of days to gain his strength back. And he's like, your Superman, your clone is doing pretty good. He's saving everybody. So for now, he's doing really good. But not for long though, since after capturing, Toyman. So I just can't help but to mention this real quick. But when he saved the bus from Toyman, I liked it when Kevin Smith, says, remarks, we really needed him to bust up a mechanical spider, right? Lame. that was funny. But anyway, this Superman is like flying. He watches TV on the big screen in Metropolis and finds out that when he hears about Toyman killing a 4-year-old girl, and he's like, and gets mad and says, excuse me, officers, I need to talk to your prisoner. He picks Toyman up, flies him up to the earth flies him up the big heaven shows like, I want to talk to you, I got rights, like, rights? Not anymore, you don't. And Superman, who has him over, and Superman just drops him and basically just murders Toyman right there. He's like, no, I'm going to protect this city my way by killing people viciously. And the city is pretty much stunned, and of course Martha, is like, whoa, it was necessary to kill him, and Martha's watching this on TV, she's like, that is not my son, that is not Clark. Because people are stunned by Superman would do something like this. This isn't Superman. He begins at least terrorizing the city and making people obey him, and Lex talks to him, is like, you can't go around just spewing blood and killing. You are here to do my bidding and my bidding alone. He basically wants to use this this clone Superman and the other clone Superman just to probably just to have control of the world, if you think about it, That's what Lex wants. I was like, now here's a piece of paper, and here's an order for stuff you can do, so go do them. I was like, go. And he's got like this thing in his head, this chip to control him. Until he's like, this new Superman is like, with the papers like reading, he's like, well, walks into this barber shop and is like, you know what, almost paper up to screw this, basically. And goes like, ladies, he goes in the mirror, he's able to x-ray vision himself in the mirror and see there, and he uses this one eye to use heat vision and get this chip out of his brain and crush it. And he's like, remember, a saved Metropolis is saved by a good Superman. And then leaves the barbershop. And the old lady says that Superman uses the scissors and cuts the chip out of his brain, which we don't see. And some lady passes out. Then Superman like stuff leaves. Yes, it's basically a bullet, you can say, in his brain, whatever you want to call it, of kryptonite that can kill him if he needs to. By Lois, of course, thinks that Lex has something to do with it, so she goes to Lex's office and says, Lex, I give up on quitting the planet. I've been so depressed without, Superman, and I guess you can say Lex Luthor does have an attraction to Lois. He's like, well, so you need a man to comfort you, and he kisses Lois, and she kisses back, but she, strangulates him with the dart, which just passes Lex out for a while. And she's like, Jimmy, come on. They find open his office, and they're able to go. They have to, of course, to get into this room, they have to pick Lex up and get him to use the iPad the eye scanner, and they find out that, of course, another spoiler here is that he's been using all the clones. He has all these clones on Superman. And Lex is like, right, Wayne, but this will be your last story. He pulls the gun out, going to shoot them, and the clone Superman shows up, uses heat vision, shows his gun, I was like, not anymore, you're done with clone Superman, not on my watch. Excuse me. And then, and then Lex Luthor pulls out the ticket or the, what do you call it? He tries to pull out of the, I guess you can say, Lex Luthor. He's like, he's like, I get to kill the Superman for good. And of course the button won't work. He's like, and Superman, of course, uses heat vision, destroys all these evil Superman. Destroys all the clone Supermans just with all his heat vision. And he tries to get him to come back to fight him. He's like, come on, Superman, let's go. And he's like, and then of course Superman closes the hatch and is able to pick up the machine that Luthor is in. He lights him inside the vault. Superman picks up the vault and throws it across the stage. He's like, no more Lex Luthor. Luthor doesn't die, but he gets injured really bad. And the military, of course, and Superman also scares a woman. I forgot to mention that, he saves a cat from a tree. He's like, look man, I can't fight a cat from a tree all the time. I've got to start saving city, people can be in danger, so from now on, keep your pet, next time you think before you leave your window open, make sure you keep your eye on your cat. It's the little things that piss me off, And she's like, okay, and she's scared. And the cop show was like, Superman, we need to talk to you. Come here. It's like, no, I'm too busy saving the city right now. I was like, by force, we have to, Superman. One cop pulls a gun, one pulls a handcuff, but Superman's able to use his vision like, not anymore, I'm not going anywhere. Eventually the military comes to fight Superman. He's able to fight the military off a bit. I'm doing this for their own good. He uses heat vision and shows some of the tanks. Then the real Superman, who has been in Forces of Solitude, trying to, get his strength back. And, I think in the comics he was like, and then he puts the black suit on. I do like to see that you see one of the suits from, it's like a space suit, which can protect him from kryptonite. I think that space suit that I saw in the movie, that was from Superman the animated series, because Superman wore that a couple times in the animated series and the Batman and Superman movie. Based on the crossover between the Superman and Batman animated series, I mean. But anyway. Of course, the real Superman is like, well, I can't. He's like, hello, you're not ready to fight him. You're not full strength yet. And he's like, so he gives him this kryptonite gun. It's a kryptonite gun with a bullet in it that can eventually kill this evil Superman. He's no choice that Superman is just too dangerous. And of course, the real Superman comes back in his black suit. And he's like, you're stop. I'm gonna stop you. It's like, once you just leave the troubles, it's in my hands now. And forever is like over my dead body. So he tries to shoot him with the kryptonite, so Superman moves. He's able to punch his gun away from him, and him and the Superman start punching and fighting, throw each other to the building. They get into a huge fight. Lois and Jimmy following it, trying to help Superman out if they can. Lois goes back, and she grabs a kryptonite gun, which was cool. Lois Lane is a damsel in distress, as much as you would think. But she can handle herself. She can fight when she needs to fight, and she proves that in this movie too. She is definitely an army brat and knows how to fight, when it comes down to it, we'll get her hands dirty. He's not afraid to jump in the fight when she needs to. They engage in battle. Of course, the clone Superman is beating the real Superman up. Clone's like, oh, you're weak. You're getting tired. He's like, look, let's not delay this anymore. Just fly away, and I'll take care of my troubles. Like, leave the troubles at the hands of you. Like, I'm a reflection of what you could become, Superman. What? No, you're just a broken reflection of me. Superman says, what you're doing is wrong. You're killing people. I don't have that power to take control over that. It's like, that's why I'm going to stop you. So they do like, so be it. And then, of course, they fight a bit more. They go finish the fight at Superman's grave. And before he nearly kills Superman, Lois shoots him with the kryptonite gun. They lose home Superman, and of course he is able to use heat vision to destroy that. And there's like some oil that lands on the oil. Him and Superman fighting the oil, and he's able to really beat the real Superman up, almost kills him. And he's taken down Superman Lex is just taken down. And of course, the evil Superman is about to pick up the headstone of the big S for Superman's funeral. He's like, you're finished now. Metropolis belongs in my protection now. It's like, you have my strengths, but you also have my weaknesses. And of course you find out that by getting the fight, that Superman put the kryptonite bullet on the Superman's chest. Stuck it right there on his chest. And he's like, and Superman uses heat vision, and it blows him up, he comes out and Superman grabs him and he's like, protect Metropolis. He's like, I will, but better than you. And then of course the clone dies. And, and Lois is like, this better not be another damn clone. Like, Lois, it's not me. Well, I need proof. And of course he kisses Lois and that's the proof. And he's like, it's going to take time for the people to trust me again. And then the little boy that comes says, are you going to wear the red blue suit again? I like that Batman better. Like, of course I am. And Superman picks the boy up. Everyone's just relieved to see the real Superman back to life. It's a happy ending. And they're pretty much happy to have the real Superman back. Superman is at Lois's apartment as they probably spend the night together, and Lois is trying to write a story. He's like, Lois, come on, you can do the story, right? He's like, you misspelled. Well, I did, when I was at Smallville Elementary, learning how to write. And of course she's like, and then of course he puts the glasses on, and he finally tells Lois at the end of the movie that he is Clark Kent, and she's like, she's happy, and then they share a kiss. I guess you can figure life is too, well, maybe not much for Superman, because also the robot tells him that Superman, the death of the earth doesn't apply to him. But anyway, you can say life is too short, so, he figures, tell her the truth, tell the woman I love the truth. And he does it again, and they share a good kiss, and then they share a kiss. And of course Lex narrates the ending. But we see Lex in a hospital bed in his office, just injured. And Lex narrates the ending saying, gods cannot die, but can also return from the dead. He smiles to himself saying, it wouldn't seem you can't be destroyed after all, Superman, it would seem. With smiling and being in the bed. And then of course, that's the ending of the movie. And then that's the end of Superman Doomsday. Let me see if I have some quotes from the movie, y'all. Then I'll get my final opinion on the movie. Okay, we're in 42 minutes now. They say I'm brave, but I'm bulletproof. Only a man and woman who put their lives on the line. They're the real heroes. The soldier is questioned with biology injured to be the ultimate soldier. Perhaps critical, unstoppable, but its creators came to realize could not distinguish between friends and foe. Thus the Doomsday Machine lives to extinguish any life forms because it must. There's some good dialogue in the film. Alright, anyway guys, 43 minutes in. I think I'm done here on the review. But before I do that, let me give my final thoughts and opinion on the movie. Alright, but anyway, Superman Doomsday. I love this movie. I enjoyed this film. I thought it was good. Does it really stay true to the comics? I wish it would have stayed a little bit more true to the comics. Yes. But other than that, like I said, a lot of comic book films don't do that. I enjoyed this film, but I might have a little bit of issues. But what do I like about the film? I do like the story of Superman, Doomsday, of Superman of dying and how much it impacted people in their lives. How much of he's as much as a good guy, a good hero, and a good Boy Scout to people. How much people love Superman in this film, and you see that, And his death was really sad. I nearly cried myself watching his movie. But yeah, it was sad. And the animation, I think, is really good. I like the whole thing with Lex Luthor making kryptonite. I mean, Lex Luthor making an evil clone of Superman. I thought that was interesting. It wasn't Cyborg Superman or Steel, but still, but it didn't bother me. I actually like that he's doing that. I can see Lex Luthor. I can see the villain doing that because Lex was, of course, another villain in this movie. He was good as well. I like Doomsday. Doomsday was awesome. The animation, I think, is really good. Some people didn't like the animation. Well, I disagree. Well, I like that right away. Maybe the film does get you right away of Doomsday and Superman fighting. Maybe they could have halted on that a bit more. People complain Doomsday being there. That guy that complained about it, let's see. I don't really see Doomsday having a big role. What do you expect him to do? Doomsday is just a character that is distraction. Like I said, he's just a killing machine. So, and I do like that, I do wish maybe until the second half of the movie they should have gotten to it. I don't know, but I guess that wasn't the plan. Or maybe they could have planned a two-parter before, but like I said, it gets better with Death of Superman and Reign of Superman, because I think that's sticking more to the comics than this did. Sorry, gosh. My freaking nose is itching. But, yeah. Well, I didn't have a problem with Doomsday being in this movie. It was good enough for me with 20 minutes he's in this movie. What do you expect? He's not a big major villain. All he does is destruction and kill. So what do you expect him to do? And kill Superman. And he did. So, what do you expect? He's not a developed character. I don't see Doomsday as a developed character. I see him as a character that, can defeat Superman and kill Superman and is strong as him. Which makes him a good threat. Which makes him a threat to Superman. So, I do like Lex Luthor was more than because he is more developed. And I like that plot, and I like that Superman and Lois are falling in love in here, it's nice to see that they, of course, have good chemistry. The voice acting is good. I think Adam Baldwin. I disagree with some of the voice, because I think Adam Baldwin did a great job voicing Superman, and I think Anna Richard, Lois Lane, James Marshall did a great job as Lex Luthor. He's also great as Brainiac in Smallville Season 5. So, and Tom Kenny as a robot, he was good. And I think the voice cast was pretty good. I like Ray Wise as the voice of Perry White. It's always awesome to hear his voice or see him in a movie, because he's a really good actor. But I thought the voice casting here was awesome. I thought they did a good job, in my opinion. You do see a little bit more Jimmy Olsen doing stuff in this movie, not just kicking Doomsday's hand, but also finding another job and dressing up groovy and all that stuff, which was cool. Give Jimmy a little more to do than just to... Of course, he takes pictures, because he's a photographer, but... other than that, the film is very entertaining. It's only 75 minutes. It goes by a good pace, good plot, good animation. I like the music score. The action is really awesome in here. When the action is there, it's very entertaining and fun to watch. It's just awesome to watch. It's a very enjoyable film, in my opinion. Now, problems. Now, like I said, even though it doesn't bother me that, all is not about the comics, it doesn't do... But I do wish they would have stayed more true to the comics with this film. Not every comic book film does that, though, but it doesn't bother me. I still enjoy it. I'm just saying I wish maybe that they would have stuck more a bit to the comics with this film. It was nice to see the voice of Superman. And I think you could have done a little better with the story, but the story's still good. This thing could have been better. And, I think you didn't really have to get into a big rush to Superman Doomsday. I think this could have been another Superman film. You could have just waited to do this film, I think, down the line. I think killing Superman off, starting with these DC animated original movies, I think you could have waited, That's why I like the Death of Superman more, because it's just more down later, and it's more... And I think they should have had the Justice League in here, because, yes, his death in the movie is an impact, but his death in front of the Justice League, in front of his fellow heroes, I think would have had much more of an impact, in my opinion. It's still impactful here, but I think you needed the Justice League and a little more to the comics here. But although that doesn't bother me, but it's more like a minor issue I have, but it's still a minor problem I have. Not a big issue I have, but it's still good. For what it is, it's definitely an enjoyable film. Goes by a good pace. I think it has a good plot. It's just an entertaining movie, and Lex Luthor, of course, was great in here. Voice cast was good. Animation, Bruce Timm, I think, did a good job directing, and it's also directed by Lauren McGrain and Brandon Venti and Bruce Timm. So I think Bruce Timm knows what he's doing. He knows the character of Superman and Batman. But yeah. But other than that, still enjoyable film, despite those problems. Definitely fun movie. If you're a Superman fan, definitely check it out. Now, I've never read the comic book. I wanted to check the comic book out one day, probably. But Superman Doomsday, very enjoyable film to watch. Sad at times, but entertaining. And it was good. Could have, been better with the story. And there was much in here that I think was more needed to it. I think they just needed to add a bit more. They didn't, which, didn't need some film so quickly, but if they were just doing it to just get it out there, just to get the DC animated movies out there to rush it. But so other than that, it's still a good movie. And it was a good start for the DC animated films, in my opinion. So Superman Doomsday, definitely check it out. So let me know in the comments, guys, what do you think of this movie? Do you like it? Do you hate it? And I will give this film a thumbs up. And my rating for Superman Doomsday, I'm going to give it 4 out of 5 stars. Yes, 4 out of 5 stars. It is definitely better than Superman Brainiac Attacks. At least Lex Luthor is not saying dumb lines or cheesy lines like he did in that movie. And it's definitely voiced better here too. He's a bit more of a darker Lex Luthor, which is the Lex Luthor I'd rather have. But anyway, Superman Doomsday, definitely a fun movie, enjoyable film, sad at times, but really good. So 4 out of 5 stars and thumbs up. And guys, let me know, what do you think of Superman Doomsday? Have you read the comic book of this? And if you've seen this movie, what do you think of it? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Tell me in the comments down below. What do you think of Superman Doomsday? Thanks for watching, guys, and stay tuned for my next Superman animated review. Hopefully tomorrow. Yeah. So for my next Superman animated review, I will be reviewing. Stay tuned for my review for All-Star Superman, yes, which will be next. So definitely look forward to my review of All-Star Superman, which is my next Superman animated review. And let me know, guys, what do you think of Superman Doomsday? Once again, 4 out of 5 stars is my rating for this film, and a thumbs up, so definitely check it out. And thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you later. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.